Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hopefully you figured out the United States time change and then added on the fashionably late couple minutes there. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Oh, good. I did get a confirmation already. That's nice. Thanks for my emojis. If you want, go ahead and say hi. Say where you're viewing from if you want. This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 125 people in 9 different countries. And anyone is welcome to watch live or later as a video and heal yourself as you watch. Most of the time, except for like the first minute of the healing, I will be talking out loud, and it's like a walkthrough. So you can do what I'm doing for yourself, on yourself, and heal yourself. And the theme is super neat. Of course, it's going to help you be present, more healthy, well flowing, etc. But there's going to be a theme of healthy family boundaries. So having strong, healthy boundaries with your family members, with your partner, stuff like that. And this is the second in the set of 3 healings on that theme. The next healing, the final healing in the set will be in 2 days on Tuesday. Hold on one sec. I gotta get something. Get my notes. It's important. Thank you for my hellos. Someone says viewing from Chicago. Someone says aloha, viewing from Hawaii. Other people in the US are viewing. Maybe other countries, they're just not saying hi. Maybe they're too sleepy. Let's see. I will overview a little bit of what we're doing specifically in this healing. The overview that I did at the start of the live stream 2 days ago. Oh, let me fix my camera. Yeah, the overview discussion that I did at the start of Friday's live stream 2 days ago more overviewed all 3 healings and the concepts of family boundaries and all that. But it wasn't just, okay, what are we going to do in that one healing? Mostly because I wasn't sure. It sort of evolved as we did it. But with this healing, I'm more sure of what we're doing specifically in this healing. There are some question marks that will evolve along the way, but I can give you but later, always, you can just look in the comment section for the detailed healing summary to see exactly what was done in the healing. But so today we are finally going to work on spiritual path stuff, getting your family, genetic family, and current and ex-partners out of your spiritual path. Your spiritual path is it's a road that's just for you. It's an energy road. So it's not a physical road, but it is real, and it is just for you, and it represents what you're meant to learn and experience in this lifetime. And it can get really unnecessarily painful and dramatic and confusing, which is why it's really good to heal it and clear other people's energy out of it, so that you can still learn and experience what you're meant to learn and experience, but do it the easy way, not the hard way. And make progress at a more consistent pace too. If you clear it out, have it nice and positive, then it's just, life is easier. There are some challenges that have to occur for learning and strengthening, but there is a ton of wiggle room with that. Usually with all the other challenges, a lot of the other challenges are optional, and the more you learn, the more efficient you are, you can skip a lot of the drama. Because you're learning it already the easy way, and so there's no need for the drama. So that's a good thing. Also, by clearing people off your spiritual path, you can be more you. Like you can think and feel in a way that's more authentic to you and not be sort of a soup of part you and part what your family members and your partner and ex-partner kind of dump into your path. So I think a lot of times when people want to get more present and they think about getting more present and maybe they start getting more present, they realize like, hey, I don't know what I want in life. I don't know what's important to me. I don't know my purpose. I don't know a lot, you know, and part of that is, you know, having other people's energy in your space and on your path. It's like you're kind of a soup, and then you realize like, hey, what the hell is this soup? You know, what the heck is the soup? So that is what we're going to work on today. Getting people off of your spiritual path, specifically genetic family members, current and ex-partners. We're going to clear or update agreements with those people because you can have subconscious spiritual agreements that are pretty unhealthy. You know, like kind of like writing somebody a blank check, like whatever you need, I'll do it. You know, which for if you wrote a blank check to someone who is sort of very altruistic and good with boundaries, that might not be a big deal. But if you wrote a blank check to someone who is more imbalanced and therefore potentially kind of a taker, you know, or kind of a dumper, or kind of a, you know, codependent person, writing them a blank check could, you know, be a really unhealthy move for both of you. And but nevertheless, people do that. Or not necessarily a blank check, but you just, you know, you say, well, you know, my energy is here for you. You know, everything I have is yours, you know. And like I said, if that's a respectful person that you made that agreement with, then maybe that's harmless. But if you have family members that are maybe younger souls and don't understand about individuality and that's not really their thing, then they could really, you know, to use a sort of a slang expression, they could kind of suck you dry. They could just, you know, deplete you a lot because you made this agreement that, you know, your energy is their energy, and they don't really understand that, you know, to evolve, you do things with your own energy. And so they just figure, well, hey, it's here, why not use it? So anyway, so that's why we're going to update and clear unhealthy agreements with genetic family members and current and ex-partners. Clear or update agreements. So with an ex, you know, maybe you just clear all the agreements. If you have kids with them, you know, maybe then there's some level of ongoing communication, so you maybe just update the agreements so they're healthier. But anyway, so we're gonna do that. That's actually super easy to do, clear and update agreements. We're gonna do some manifestation wing work. I don't think it will have to be very long. I do have a nice long manifestation wings video. If you just search Jana Wright manifestation wings, it should come up. It's like 49 minutes or something, 47 minutes. And the thumbnail image of it has metallic gold wings in the image. It's a really nice image that I stole off the internet. And modified. But anyway, but we're gonna do enough manifestation wing work. Manifestation wings are a part of your energy body, your astral body, and they're behind you. When they're nice and healed and generating a lot of gold light, they look like really big gold angel wings that you have. But they're not angel wings. I call them manifestation wings. Well, the angels said I should call them that. but they generate a lot of gold energy. And I think that for then what we want to do for the rest of the healing will come in handy. It'll kind of give you this like oomph, like that you can really make change happen. Yeah. So we'll rev those up a little and, clean them out and heal them and unblock them so that repair them, whatever. So they're in working order to give you some strength and personal power. Because then what we're going to do is that spiritual path stuff, getting people off your spiritual path, but in a more thorough way than usual. Like usually I'll just, do like a gold tidal wave up and down the spiritual path and just like clear people off your path. But I think to do it in a more thorough way, I talked a little bit about it, like super briefly. Well, I didn't talk briefly in the in the intro 2 days ago. I mean, it was relevant info, but it was a lot. But I said you could it's like you could imagine your spiritual path, and then there's like an overlay of whatever you got from your genetic dad dumped on your path. And so you could actually remove the overlay and imagine what your path would be like without that. And then you could remove an overlay for what your path would be like without your genetic mom's junk that got dumped on your path. And same thing with each sibling and your ex and your current partner. But what I noticed was that if you're not used to like a really big energy shift, your physical body and your spirit aren't used to making very big energy shifts, that's a little bit much to just lift it off like an overlay. So I was looking at why that is, that you can't just lift it off, and for a lot of people, it seemed like it would just kind of stick, like it's like glued in there a little, all of the energy from, say, the genetic father on the spiritual path. So, and it wasn't like you weren't allowed to clear it, it just wasn't clearing. So I figured out a different way that would be more doable. Because the reason it's not doable for most people to just lift it off real easily like that, like an overlay, is because you're in it. Like you've embodied their energy on your path. You've kind of walked through it and lived it. And so in some ways you don't realize it's not you. So you're kind of wrapping your energy in it too much, and that's what sticks it to your path. So if we imagine it like a costume that you're wearing without realizing you're wearing it, then you can just take off the costume. And to further make it more gentle, so that you are functional in the next few days as well, and healthy, we can imagine it like a 2-layer costume. So say you got a 2-layer costume from your genetic dad, and you're going to take off one of the 2 layers of that costume. And so you just, maybe unzip it in the back or unzip it in the front, whatever you like, and then just, take the whole thing off, the feet, the legs, everything. And then you hand that costume to your angels, right? And so we could do that for each of your genetic family members and your ex-partner, any major ex-partners and current partner. And that seemed like everybody could do that. Plus I can do it as a healer. I can help people to do it, help people to take off the costume, layer 1 of 2 of the costume. And then we'll do the other layer on the Tuesday healing. It won't be a different process. We'll just do the same process again to take off the 2nd layer of that costume. So that's that. And then we'll just, extra gold light on the path just to make sure everything that we wanted to lift off, did lift off. Half of really what we wanted, because we'll do the other half on Tuesday. So that's what we're doing today. There are 2 other things that we may do, because I saw it was needed in the surveys. As I was looking through people's surveys, thank you very much if you filled out a survey. I looked through almost all of them. Like sometimes people fill them out like crazy late, like 10 minutes before the healing's about to start or something. And so I'm not usually, at that point, reading surveys anymore. So if you did that, I'll catch up with it later. But the other surveys I read, and I appreciate and I learned from them. So 2 things that I saw people needed that we may do today, but we may not need it. Like what I already said we're going to do may take care of it. Some people, their triggered energy blocks in their first and second layers weren't clearing. So there was some grumpiness. One person, she just like slept all day, and she was grumpy, and I think that was she was releasing a ton, but I think also some of her triggers weren't clearing in her first and her second layer, just energy blocks, because people were cording them, and so you have to melt the cords. If there's too many cords, it sort of like pins them in place. So then you have to melt the energy cords, and and then the energy blocks clear. But I think that person that was sleeping all day a little bit was like just avoiding the triggered energy because they were sleepy and triggered and kind of cranky. If you feel great and you're just sleeping a lot, then you probably just need some rest, and it's a big shift and yada yada. But if you need to sleep all day and you're cranky, then yeah, something's probably triggered. But like I said, those make clear with all this sort of removing of the costume of, junk from your genetic family members and partners. I saw somebody else needed, like a newbie that has used my videos a lot but never actually received a healing from me before. She needed chakra filament work, like the connections between the physical body chakras and the astral body major chakras was like too compressed and blocked. But like I said, we'll see if I do that. It may not be necessary once we do all that other stuff, but if the angels say to do it, of course we're going to do it. So we'll see. Yeah, that's all I want to say right now. So I hope that made sense. It's kind of technical, the costume thing and everything, but it's easy actually. It'll be a nice, easy technique. Yeah. So I'll just catch up on a couple of the comments, and then we'll start with 2 minutes of quiet time as I just finish getting ready and say hi to everyone non-verbally that I'll be about to heal, the 125 people, and then I'll start talking out loud after the 2 minutes. Okay, so I got my hellos and emojis. Hi from Canada, UK, all present and correct. There we go. Hello, Janet. Hi, Janet. It certainly can. Let's get everyone off my road. Yes, that's right. Hello, dear Janet. Hello, hello. Children, I am fine with, though they might not be fine with me. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, that's interesting too. Yeah, I guess I should have added that since I don't have kids, I forget about that. But yeah. Yeah, we can clear or update agreements with kids too, because you could have unhealthy agreements with your kids that need updating. So that's interesting. And your kids may have dumped a bunch of junk on your spiritual path. A lot of times that doesn't happen because generally in that parent-child dynamic, the parent is sort of above in the hierarchy. But I guess in past lives it certainly could have happened, and maybe in this life for some people they have a more controlling kid, a more sort of domineering kid. So yeah, we'll see. I'll add that if it's necessary in different places. And your kids can block up your spiritual path if they're on it, and so they could get in the way even if they're darlings. They have their own spiritual path, so it's better that they're on theirs, you're on yours. This is hi from Pennsylvania in the US. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Well, good. So let's do our quiet time. You can drink your healthy beverage or just chill out, relax, do whatever you want to do. Clean your house. Some people clean their house during the healings. And I'll be quiet for my 2 minutes. So thank you for your patience. Okay, thank you for waiting. So, when you heal yourself, you can make copies out in front of you of your own energy system and heal the copy and therefore heal yourself. When you use a copy, you can make it bigger, smaller. You can make it just a certain part of your energy system that you're focused on. You can flip around your copy. So it's versatile that way. You're using gold light to, I would suggest that you use gold light to heal and repair and unblock. And that comes out of, energy comes out of your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras. And you can set these energy centers, this big energy center in the palm of your hand, and also your fingertip chakras, to a gold, metallic gold color, just with your intention. And by setting those chakras to that metallic gold color, then they generate energy at that metallic gold color. Even if you can't see it, you just set it to that vibration with your thought or your intention. And then you're combing through your aura, your grounding, your chakras, everything with that gold light. Let's do grounding. So grounding is your connection to the core of the earth, and I would suggest you make it as wide as your entire aura. So about as wide as the heel of the palm of your hand. And I would suggest you make it red or orange or yellow, whichever color you prefer, because those colors are more soothing for your lower chakras. And to be present in all of your chakras, you kind of have to, be extra kind to your lower chakras. So with your red or orange or yellow grounding, make it come up as high as your third chakra, which is below your sternum bone. It's where your third chakra is. Energy goes in the front, spins around, and comes out the back of your third chakra. So just make your grounding nice and wide all the way down to the core of the earth. And comb through it with the gold light from your hands. And if your grounding is narrow, which it may be unless you make it wide, you could just get rid of that and make a wide one, or you could just kind of relax it and comb through it and unblock it until it expands. But either way, it should be really wide, because that way you're going to release better from, say, the back of your aura, the front of your aura, and that's really important for stability, to be as present as possible. Also, you bring up earth energy from your grounding as well. That's one way you bring it up, so a big grounding is useful for that too. A big flowing grounding is one of the main ways that you don't have what some people call a healing crisis, which in general is not necessary. But a healing crisis is people's word for like when you feel like crap after you've actually gotten a healing, which is supposed to make you not feel like crap. A lot of times what happened is, well, maybe you don't have your aura repaired, so you're just not really all there. But presuming you did do aura repair, if you feel like crap after healing, probably and if someone didn't whack you after the healing and so you need aura repair again, assuming that's taken care of, then it could be just your grounding blocked up. And that way you're not able to release all that you're meaning to release because of the healing. And so then you kind of get this weird traffic jam feeling where you feel all the junk that you're supposed to be getting rid of. If your grounding is nice and flowing, you don't feel really much at all of what you're releasing. So you release all this junk, you feel much lighter and better, and you don't feel the junk on the way out. So this is unblocking your grounding. Just comb through it, hunt for the energy blocks and melt them. You can just imagine, like, okay, well, what are the 4 biggest energy blocks, or 3, whatever. What are the biggest energy blocks in my grounding right now? And just stack them up and then just melt them with gold light. Okay, what are the biggest energy blocks that are still in my grounding? And just, put them all in a pile and then just melt that pile. So that gets around the thing of not being able to see, because you're just using your intention to, you know, put the energy blocks in one place and melt them. Although for a lot of people, they're already in one place, which is the back of your grounding. But there's that. One person in their survey said that their sister wakes up at 3 a.m. every day. And part of that person's problem is a blocked third chakra all the time, but then also a blocked grounding. And so if your grounding is blocked, you're not releasing during the day what you need to release. So then by the time it's time for sleep, there's just too many energy blocks like floating around, and energy blocks that are sort of larger and don't clear properly. You can't clear them. Your body can't clear them when you're asleep. And so they turn into weird dreams, or they just, disturb your energy to the point where you just wake up and you're just completely awake. So grounding during the day helps you have better sleep at night, because it helps sort of clean things out all day. So then there's not much, left over blocking you up when it's time to sleep. So people don't realize that, how grounded you are during the day affects your quality of sleep at night, but it definitely does. So right now, go ahead, as you're unblocking your grounding, find the energy blocks that impair your quality of sleep in any way, and just melt those energy blocks in your grounding that might be directly or indirectly messing with your quality of sleep. And just melt them away with gold light. Any energy blocks that impair your quality of sleep, melt them away. Okay, so that was grounding. grounding, unblocking, and a little bit of selective unblocking to help us sleep. Okay, so indie grounding, very important. It's just that when you are working grounding and, it's a big wide connection all the way down to the core of the earth, then you can go over the sides of it all the way down to make sure it doesn't branch off to other people's grounding. It's very common for people's grounding to branch off to, say, their mom's grounding, if their mom is like kind of controlling. Or maybe they just have an irritable mom. And so subconsciously they're trying to stabilize their irritable mom from back when they were kids. Well, when you were a kid. So for whatever reason, just melt away all these attachments from your grounding to other people's groundings. Maybe your grounding connects to your boss's grounding. And most bosses actually don't want their employees to ground to them. It's extremely uncomfortable and stressful. It's like the more people that report to them, the more stress they have, and they just don't understand why. But part of it is that. So the odds are that your boss will be actually more pleased with you if you don't hook into their grounding. Most of the times when people hook into like an authority figure's grounding, it's because they're trying to placate that person. They're trying to please that person. It's not that the authority figure initiated it. It's that, subconsciously a fearful part of you initiated it. So just melt away any attachments going into your grounding from other people to other people, whatever. And you can even say, hey, go check your grounding. Go ask your angels for help with grounding. Having separate grounding is going to really help you sleep better. It's going to help your focus. All right, so that's indie grounding. And your young kids, you don't have to let them hook into your grounding. They'll be more stable and you'll be more stable if their grounding is separate. So you're a big strong tree and you have your roots, they're a big strong tree and they have their roots that are separate from yours. That way, if they lose their marbles and start, bouncing off the walls, you're not losing your marbles, like, as a direct result. The more that you're hooked into each other, the more, like, their bad day becomes your bad day, and vice versa as well. Okay, so that's indie grounding. Okay, so let's do aura repair. I was just thinking something else. Okie dokie. So aura repair is, I add a bunch of extra stuff to aura repair, really, but the basics of aura repair is you're healing up the rips, you're repairing the rips in your aura. Your aura is, the two regular auras are generated by your major chakras along your spine. So you have 7 major chakras along your physical body spine, and each of those 7 chakras generates a layer of your physical body aura. It goes all around your physical body, front, back, up, all around, right? So that's your physical body aura. And then your astral body aura, same thing. You have an astral body, which is your energy body. It's the part of you as a spirit that comes and goes from your physical body when you wake up and you go to sleep. So that's you, your astral body. And you have, it pretty much looks like a physical body, although you can make modifications to it. So like my astral body butt is better than my physical body butt. Things like that, right? So, but overall, your astral body should pretty much look like a body. If one of the legs gets chopped off by somebody throwing energy at you of your astral body, your angels can give you a new astral body. It's a form, energy form that your spirit embodies. So anyway, that's the astral body. And you can have 7 major chakras. You have 7 major chakras for your astral body, and each of those major chakras generates a layer of your astral body aura, right? And so those are the 2 regular auras that we're going to repair right now. So just make a composite copy of all the rips in your astral body and physical body auras. You might, if you see really well, you might be able to see, okay, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, and that may amuse you more to repair them individually. If so, go for it. But otherwise, you can just make a composite copy of all the rips in your 2 regular auras and heal it like that. And so just, you can clean out the rip first, because you can get a lot of junk built up in the rip. So you can clean it out with sticky gold wax, like just fill it up with sticky gold wax that sticks to all the junk that you need to clear out of there. So you put the sticky gold wax in there, and then you remove the junk and the wax and say, angels, here you go. And then do it again, sticky gold wax in the rip to get rid of all the junk. And get rid of the wax and the junk at the same time. Angels, here you go. And now the gold light should permeate much better, much more deeply into that ripped surface so that it can grow back. All right. And then if you have some scarring, you may have scarring once the rip is fully healed. The scarring is just a little bumpy sort of seam where the rip was. And so you can melt that away too, because otherwise that gets in the way of your aura being nice and strong. So melt away the bumpy aura scarring with gold light. All right, and then you can have hard energy objects stuck in there because people throw them at you, basically. Subconsciously, it's just a way people are destructive. So there, you can get rid of all that stuff though, with sticky gold wax. So you can do sticky gold wax around the outer surface of your 2 regular auras, and also inside everywhere, inside both auras, inside your physical body, your astral body, inside both of your groundings, around the outer surface of both of your groundings. So just to adhere to all the hard objects that you're ready to let go of and get rid of. And also you can make it adhere to any energy blocks that you want to get rid of, and people's energy, invasive beings. You can have the sticky gold wax stick to all that, and just move the junk and the wax to the side and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And just stay here, wiggle your toes. And one more time, just wax everything, sticky gold wax around the outer surface of both regular auras, around the inside, everywhere. Outer surface of your grounding, inside your grounding. And we're gonna remove the wax with the junk and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So do a little extra repair around the outer surface of both auras, and that would give you a nice energy seal, which is not hard, it's flowing. It's like a surface tension. So it's just a little extra strength for your aura, both regular auras. And then you can go ahead and recreate your gold buffer zones, just make new ones. And that's just a thing you can do like in an instant. And there is a reference video where you can learn that. It teaches aura repair and gold buffer zones. Gold buffer zones, the point of them, if you use them properly, they slow the rate of aura damage because they protect your aura. They like take the damage so your aura doesn't have to, and then you keep recreating them enough so that your aura gets damaged much less. Which is good. So the reference video for that is called Gold Buffer Zones. So if you search Janet Wright Gold Buffer Zones, you'll find it. And also I link it under all these live streams in the comment section. We're going to skip the Wei Qi work. A lot of times we'll do Wei Qi aura repair as well right now, but I'm going to skip it in the interest of time. We did it 2 days ago. There's a whole, there's a lot of stuff on Wei Qi aura repair. Most of my live streams I do Wei Qi aura repair. Also, if you search Janet Wright Wei Qi aura, there's like a probably 45-minute live stream where I introduce them for the first time and walked you through healing and unblocking them. So there's plenty on that if you want. So, your manifestation wings, let's do that. So, as I said in the intro, the reason I want to do manifestation wing work today is just to give you extra power so that the removal of, the costumes of, the energy that you got from your genetic family and your partners and ex-partners is easier to do. Because manifestation wings, they generate so much gold light that it makes you stronger and more powerful, more capable. It makes difficult things easier to do because you just have more energy. So we're going to do it enough to help you with the work that we need to do. And you know, there's definitely, like I said in the intro, that 47-minute video all on manifestation wings, some really in-depth repair, unblocking, etc. But we'll see. This will be somewhat of a smaller version of that. I'll link that manifestation wings video below in the comment section. Okay, so manifestation wings, they're in the back of your astral body. They attach, you know, right about here in your upper middle back, and they get starter energy, I call it, from this energy, these energy channels. They go down your neck and your shoulders. So what energy goes down your neck and your shoulders? Extra energy from your upper chakras. You know, as I said, each major chakra generates a layer of your aura, but the upper chakras, ideally, they're generating extra energy also to send down a good amount of it down your shoulders and your arms, just to give you, you know, more of that personal power kind of creativity stuff. So, it's pretty energy, because if you do the rainbow color system, you know, with your first at red, second at orange, third at yellow, fourth at green, light blue, deep blue, purple, then you know, this energy going down your shoulders and your arms is purple and 2 shades of blue, and then some green from your fourth chakra can come up to your shoulders. So it's sort of like a peacock kind of color scheme, you know, purple, blues, and greens. So anyway, that's some of that comes into your manifestation wings as starter energy, just to kind of power them up a little bit, and then they generate their own tons of gold light as well. So first, let's just imagine, you know, the back part of your astral body where your manifestation wings start, and just make sure that that's not too blocked, so that you do get enough starter energy going into your manifestation wings. So you can imagine kind of a round energy channel that's really short, that just goes into your manifestation wings. And just make sure that's not blocked out. Use lots of gold light to unblock it. And then the wings themselves, they have sort of at the top edge of the wing is like an energy channel, you know, going through it. And so you want to make sure that's not blocked. And if you've never healed your manifestation wings before, they can be much smaller, and they can sort of look like burnt bird wings or something, you know, like little bat wings, like all scrunched up. So if you're looking for your manifestation wings, you can't find them, it's probably because they're all teeny and compressed. And so you just use so much gold light that they kind of clean off and wash off. It reminds me of, like, you know, in those oil spills, when they have those oil spills and they have to clean the oil off the birds. It's kind of like that. You just like use so much gold light to clean the junk off your manifestation wings so that they expand more. And I'm using gold light on both sides of each wing, just because you can get a lot of junk compressing them. you can get energy around that center area, like behind the wings, sort of pressing in, trying to compress and stop that flow in the wings. So it's hard to describe, but like here's your wing, and then you know it's it's like it could be like right here, just a bunch of spears or something just stuck in there. So you could sticky gold wax the center upper part of your wings where they come together, just sticky gold wax that whole thing right there. So make sure, and then lift it all out. Give your angels, angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax some more. Lift out all the spears and junk with the wax. Angels, here you go. More gold light. Sticky gold wax, the whole area. Lift out any hard junk, spears, etc. And then more gold light to repair. You could say too, angels, if I have any invasive beings or being tunnels messing with my manifestation wings, can you please recycle them? So again, that request is angels, you just say it with your mind, angels, if there are any invasive beings or being tunnels, and being tunnels, and or being tunnels, messing with my manifestation wings, can you please recycle them? I'm just doing a little more unblocking. Of the flow of the manifestation wings as they sort of go out. And melting cords, if anybody's cording your manifestation wings, you can melt cords, pulling to other people. Particularly if you're known for your creativity or you're known for, getting stuff done, being productive, you may have people sort of courting here, being curious or, taking energy subconsciously. So just wash everybody out of your creative rings, anybody that might be around them. Just wash out, melt the cords, melt away everybody's energy from around your creative ring, manifestation wings. And I talked about it a little bit 2 days ago in the Friday healing, that it could be that you incarnated, you picked a family, a genetic family that doesn't really understand you, in part because you're very different spiritual age than they are. And so it could be that they tried to block up your manifestation wings just subconsciously because they were uncomfortable with what you were trying to create. So just go ahead and melt away anybody's junk trying to suppress your manifestation wings, especially, your biological parents, any step parents if you had those, any siblings. Just melt away their energy from your manifestation wings. Kids, as somebody pointed out, just melt away your kids from your manifestation wings. Some kids that I've read, at different times, they were pretty controlling with their parents. They wanted their parents to do certain things or not do certain things, and So, you know, you can have your kids, even if they're grown now, still around your manifestation wings, so you can go ahead and melt them off. And of course, same thing with your parents, your siblings, your ex partners, and your current partner, if you have one. Just melt everybody away from your manifestation wings. I had this one woman I read recently, and she was actually already doubting that her boyfriend was right for her, but the angels in the session, and it just kind of seemed like she had outgrown him. Um, of course, you know, that's her decision in the end. It's not, you know, for a reader to decide or whatever, you know, but she was very shaken by that. And I think part of it is because she has so many people in her manifestation wings and in her chakras that any kind of a change in who she's living with or who she's around is just completely shattering. Even if she kind of has this sense that maybe this relationship isn't the best thing for me. So the more you wash people out of, especially a place like this, manifestation wings, the more your power comes from you, your sense of strength, your sense of like that your life is going to be okay and worthwhile for you comes from you. And if it comes from you, then you're not so scared of change. You're not so scared of, you know, contemplating what's best for you. So again, gold light, gold fire, gold water, gold sandstorm, whatever you want to use to just clear people out of your manifestation wings. All right, cool. So that was about 12 minutes of work on your manifestation wings. So we can just double check grounding. Make sure it's nice and wide and flowing. Also, you can check the bottom of your aura layers to see if they're flowing, because if they're too stuck, they're going to prevent the release down your grounding. So I'm noticing layers 3, 2, 1 right below the feet are a little too blocked, a little too stiff. Okay, so that was a little grounding and blocking, and also layers 3, 2, 1 below feet. I'm blocking there as well. So now we can update agreements that you have subconsciously on a spirit level with genetic family members. Immediate family is more what we can do, but you can also include someone if you have some significant agreements, say with one of your grandparents or both your grandparents, or you know, a cousin or an uncle or an aunt, something like that. So we could say with immediate and or significant family members and exes and current partners. So that's actually easy. I mean, it sounds like, whoa, how do you do that? But it's super easy. So you just put all those agreements out in front of you that you have with all those people. So with genetic parents, siblings, kids, if you have any in this life, even if they're grown up, and other significant family members, be it aunts and uncles, grandparents, and also exes, agreements, any agreements with exes, any agreements with current partner. And just, you can bring up red earth energy to soak all those agreements. You can imagine the agreements like rocks, pieces of paper, scrolls, paper scrolls, whatever amuses you, just some kind of object. So you bring red earth energy up and soak all those agreements, and then gold light. And you can say too, angels, help me do this, help me to clear any unhealthy agreements and or update them so that they're healthy for me. And the gold light really does the work, but you also ask your angels for help. So again, the gold light is updating and or clearing agreements for you. So just keep breathing. Think about, hey, I have free will. I have free will. I have the right to live a healthy life. There's an expression, it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind, but I would say it's anyone's prerogative to change their mind. Spiritual agreements can always be modified and updated and cleared and whatever. So lots of gold light just through those agreements and let them clear or be updated so that the remaining ones are healthy for you. And again, just say, angels, help me do this. All right, good job. So that was updating agreements with all those people. So let's do some healing flowers. Just as a nice nurturing, balancing thing to do after that. So first, we could just do healing flowers for whatever you need right now, whatever healing energy that you need right now. So just, you make it out of universal healing energy. It's going to be rainbow colors, gold light, mix of them, whatever. You don't have to micromanage what colors they are. Just make them with the, smart subconscious part of you. So you make a whole bunch of energy healing flowers that you need right now for yourself. And just say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. And if you're having trouble doing that, say, I don't trust, when I make my flowers, you do it better, Janet. Just say, angels, help me do this. And your angels will fix it. All right, one more time. Just whatever healing energy that you need, make it out of universal healing energy, as healing energy flowers or balls of light if you prefer. And as much as you need, you can multiply it by 1,000 and say, angels, can you check my flowers? And again, angels, help me do this if you need that. And then give yourself those flowers. All right. And then we can do, make sure, so those were general flowers for whatever you need. So Okay, so then let's do more flowers. These two we did in the healing 2 days ago, but it was new then that we did them. I called them possibility flowers. So they're energy healing flowers set to healing vibrations that you need to get a deeper sense of what you are capable of. Because what's the point of getting rid of all this energy? Well, the point is that you could be better and stronger and experience things more deeply in a really much more pleasant and fulfilling way. And so it's more motivational if you have a sense of that possibility, that positive potential that you have, right? And so you can make energy healing flowers of either of that vibration of what you could become, or just whatever healing energy you need to start believing and understanding that you have potential. Like you can really create and experience things that are better for yourself than what you have right now. Okay, so we'll just call them possibility flowers or positive potential flowers. So go ahead, make your possibility flowers for yourself. Say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then go ahead and give them to yourself. Okay, and one more time. So whatever you need to get a deeper sense of your own positive potential, your own possibilities, right? Positive possibilities, and make those flowers for yourself, as many as you need. And then say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And if you're freaking out, just say, angels, help me do this. And then give them to yourself. All right, great. And then the last bunch of flowers that we'll do before we move on to something else fun is empowerment flowers. So just to boost your sense of your own personal power and that individuality that you can, that what you want counts, that you have value, that you came here to do things, and that's okay. Like you can do it. So your own empowerment energy, right? So go ahead, make energy healing flowers to help you have empowerment. And say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And give them to yourself. All right, one more time. Make energy healing flowers to help you with your empowerment. As many as you need. You can multiply them by 1,000. And then, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. All right. So that was healing energy flowers 2 times, just whatever you need. 2 times for your own positive possibility, your positive potential, or your own possibilities, and 2 times for empowerment. So you have your aura, right? Your 2 regular auras, and also your Wei Qi auras, your 15 Wei Qi auras, right? But that's, a general area, maybe like this far out from your body, everywhere, behind you, in front of you, yada yada, below your feet as well. But then beyond that, you can look at that too. Like if you imagine like a mini version of yourself, then like imagine what's beyond your aura. And it's nice to just have, peaceful flowing energy beyond your aura. It's not your energy beyond your aura, but it's nice to, not have like storm clouds looming or something, like just outside your aura. Usually the storm clouds looming stuff is just like some invasive beings trying to play head games with you. But so we can check, like, okay, just imagine a ball for your auras, like all your auras, Wei Qi, regular auras, blah, blah, blah. And then just clear out the outer, away the whole area outside of there. Just, like gold wax, gold tidal wave. Just clear it all out. And just say, angels, help me do this. And if you feel like this is above your pay grade and you're like, I can't do that, just say, angels, help me do it. But so you're starting at the edge of all your auras and then going out from there and just clearing it all out from, so that it's just, you know, like peaceful energy outside of your aura. Nothing intimidating, no invasive beings, just peacefulness. And for those of you that feel like your life is pretty chaotic, that might be a good thing to do. Of course, aura repair is good too. So then you have sort of a closed system somewhat. But, you know, getting rid of the chaotic energy around you is nice too. Around the outside of your aura. Gives you a little bit more a sense of calm. And you can say, you know, angels, if I have any invasive beings, you know, messing with that calmness around the outside of my aura, can you please recycle them? Again, that request is just, angels, please recycle any invasive beings messing with the calm within my aura, but also outside of my aura. Because you deserve peace and calmness. So that was sort of clearing the outside of your aura. Clearing the space outside of your aura with like gold sandstorm or whatever gold version you like, gold fire, whatever. All right. Okay, so I talked about it in the intro. So right now I won't be as wordy with saying what we're about to do. But we already cleared and updated agreements, and we also did the manifestation ring stuff already. So now we will get rid of the costumes. The one of the two layers of the costumes that you have. So briefly, what the costumes are is it's like it represents all the junk that you took on from various family members, and also ex-partners and current partner if you have one. So it's not anything like, like say you and your partner have a really good day and, you did really exciting, fun things. That's life experience, right? So we're not getting rid of that. We're just getting rid of, like, say your ex has a phobia about strangers and you didn't have as much of a phobia about strangers and your ex accidentally dumped his fear onto you because you were like meeting all these strangers. It was freaking him out. So it's that accidental, maybe, hopefully accidental, but dumping of junk, like fears, baggage, restrictive energy, control energy, all sorts of stuff. And again, it can be very well intentioned, but still, restrictive in the way pointlessly burdening. So that's what we're getting rid of. And we're going to see how it affects your spiritual path, because it'll change your spiritual path to make it lighter and easier and more pleasant. as you get rid of these costumes from your genetic family members. And the reason I called them costumes or envisioned them as costumes is because they dump things on you, but a lot of times if you kept it there, you didn't just immediately release it, then you kind of embodied it, you know, like putting on a costume and wearing it. You know, you embodied that, say, the fear of strangers or the whatever subconscious burden. And so it's kind of a bit, it's really fastened to you. So we're going, by mindfully taking off, you know, unzipping the costume and taking off the costume off, taking off the arms and the legs and everything. You know, that's how we're going to help you to really separate from it fully. And we're doing 2-layer costumes because we'll do it again in 2 days on the Tuesday healing. If you know you're never going to do this again, you know, like say if you're just doing this as a walkthrough, you can say, angels, help me to do the other layer in my sleep. That's good enough. You know, angels, help me to finish this process in my sleep. And if you're half listening right now or driving or something, just say, angels, help me to do this in a way that's safe for me. Because I don't want you doing big transformative things that are too big while you're driving a car. So, okay. So, let's start with genetic dad. Okay, so your genetic father, even if he was, you know, sort of a neglectful father or, you know, completely abandoned, he just wasn't around at all for whatever reason, still on a spirit level, you can get junk from that person. You know, whatever, burdens, fears, blah, 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 blah. So just imagine a 2-layer costume from your genetic dad, and you get to take off one of those layers right now. So you can imagine, okay, is the zipper in the front or the back? You know, and just imagine that your energy hand is really good at taking off the zipper, even if it's in the back, right? But you can make it a front zipper if you want. So take off, you know, the 1 layer 1 of 2 of your dad costume, you know, whatever junk from your dad, and just wrap up the costume. Make sure you got it off the arms and the legs and everything. Use gold light if it's sticking to you. And then just angels help me if it's really sticking to you. And then just bundle it up with gold light. So that's layer 1 of 2 of your dad costume, your costume from your dad. And just, you can get a sense of it, you know, and then just say, angels, here you go. And then let's do layer 1 of 2 of the mom costume, whatever you got from your genetic mom. Even if she's in heaven still, you wouldn't have current boundary issues with her, like she wouldn't be invasive if she's in heaven now, but you could still be holding on to the junk that you got from her. So you could still have a mom costume, you know, even if your biological mom is in heaven. So go ahead and unzip layer 1 of 2 of your mom costume that you got from your mom, and just take off the arms and the legs, and just, you know, make sure you get it all with gold light, and just wrap it up and get a sense of it, you know? And then give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And so that was taking off layer 1 of 2 of your mom costume, just whatever junk you got from your biological mom. And then siblings, you may or may not have siblings in this life. If you don't have siblings in this life, it could be interesting to do like a costume from past life siblings, you know, layer 1 of 2 of all the junk from your past life siblings. You could do that. But if you have siblings from this life, you could do the process separately. Like we'll do it quickly, but we'll do like from 3 siblings. Say you have 3 siblings, you know, but if you don't, you know, just chill out for the other 2 or whatever. Okay, so say your oldest sibling that you have layer 1 of 2 of the costume from them, just unzip it and get it off your arms, your legs, you know, use gold light so you get the whole thing. You know, so this is whatever junk you got from your oldest sibling in this life, and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. My oldest sibling was a big dumper. All right. right? And then your second oldest sibling, if you have one in this life, just unzip costume 1 or 2 from that person. Get off your arms, get off your legs, use gold light, make sure you get it all. Wrap it up, get a sense of it. And then give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And then if you have another sibling from this lifetime, and if you have a whole bunch, you can do a whole bunch at once too. You can just layer 1 or 2 from your siblings' costumes all at once if you want. But so go ahead, take off, unzip and take off the costume from all your siblings, the rest of your siblings, and wrap it up in gold light. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. I'm going to help people catch up if they had trouble. So, dad costume, mom costume, and then sibling costumes. And then we can do just past life family costume, layer 1 of 2, just so we'll just make like a composite of any leftover past life family junk. Layer 1 of 2 that you're willing to get rid of, right now. So just whatever, we won't say 1 of 2, we'll just say whatever's good to get rid of right now. So this is past life family junk as 1 costume, and we're just getting off the arms, legs, and wrapping it up in lots of gold light. Make sure we get it all. And then angels, here you go. Then X's. We'll do X's from this life and X's from past lives. We'll do that separately. If someone was your ex, they weren't, you either outgrew them, it was a healthy relationship for a while, but not long term, or it just was never healthy. I mean, I suppose you could have an ex where it was just their time to go to heaven or something, and that makes them an ex, I guess, too. But anyway, so whatever level of costume that you're willing to release from your exes. So just unzip that costume. Get out the arms and the legs, and just get the whole thing off. Wrap it up in gold light. So this is energy, the costume of junk that you got from your exes. Just wrap it up in the gold light and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So then we'll do past life exes. I guess really any past life relationships are exes. You think about it. So whatever. So past life relationships, just whatever junk that you're willing to get rid of as a costume. So just take off the costume, wrap it up in gold light, past life exes junk. Angels, here you go. And we can do past life kids. Kids from this life, if you've had kids. Yeah. How do I want to do that? Yeah, we'll do it separately. So if you have kids in this life, go ahead. If you don't, just chill out for a second. But go ahead and take off any junk that you got from your kids, any sort of unhealthy dumping or control energy or whatever. Take it off as a costume, whatever's healthy and gentle to get rid of now. And just take off the arms of the costume, the legs of it, wrap it up in a lot of gold light to get it off of you. And the angels, here you go. Just give it to your angels. And then past life kids, because everyone has past life kids, has had kids in past lives. And so you could have leftover junk that you didn't clear from those relationships. Say you adopted some of the fears or control energy, manipulative energy from your kids, or even some of their pain, you just took it on out of like sympathy, sort of misguided, but maybe you took on their fears or their challenges or their pains. So just imagine whatever amount is healthy and gentle to get rid of right now from your past life kids, and just imagine it like a costume that you're unzipping and you're getting out of. Get out of the arms and the legs and the back of it, of course, and the front of it, and just wrap it up. Past life kids junk all in just a pile with gold light all around it. Angels, here you go. I'm gonna fix my camera again. Camera doesn't like it when you move your hands around so much. All right, so that was getting rid of energy from family members, exes, current partner, and also past life family members and exes and partners. And let's just make sure that let's check your path, your spiritual path, because probably it lightened up already from all that you just did. But you may need to do a little bit extra, gold light, gold fire, gold tsunami on your spiritual path, just to lift off all the leftover energy that you're ready to get rid of from these people off of your spiritual path. So that your path can be a, positive, soothing, comforting, inspiring place for you. Motivational. You can redo your grounding, because that was a lot. So red or orange or yellow, you can change the color. That might be nice. And make it go all the way up to your third chakra, all the way down to the core of the earth. We'll do a little bit of chakra unblocking. We can just imagine the major chakras out in front of you. We could make them separate, like a row of 7 to represent your physical body chakras, and then a row of 7 to represent your astral body chakras. And if you want to imagine in a more detailed way, they're open cylinders, and the 7th chakra is oriented this way. Energy goes in the bottom and out the top. And then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are this way. Energy goes in the front and out the back of each one of those. But you don't really have to visualize all that if you're not good at visualizing. Just create the copies with your intention out in front of you, and then use gold light to unblock those openings. And some people, their lower chakras are too compressed, and it's kind of like if you're trying to hold your breath or something, like, like if you're trying to suck in your tummy or something. So with chakras, that's really not good. You want your chakras to be nice and big and powerful. So just let your chakras expand and unblock, especially the lower three. And with copies, you can flip them around, you know, so the backs of all the chakras are towards you, and make sure, you know, the backs are unblocked enough. With your seventh chakra, it's a top and a bottom opening, but the 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, there's a front opening and a back opening, you know, front round opening and a back round opening. And your Kundalini chakra is below your physical body first chakra, and it is also an open cylinder. It's just half the size of your major chakras. So it's an open cylinder directly below the first chakra. That's like literally just touching the bottom of the first chakra. And so you can unblock that one too, your Kundalini chakra, below your physical first chakra. And again, you only have a physical Kundalini chakra, not a spirit Kundalini chakra, just because it's a body energy. And since we have them spread out like that, we could do the filaments, although I did see that the chakra filaments got much more expanded and flowing when we took off all those costumes of family member junk. But we could imagine the filaments, chakra filaments, are just, it's like a good cord in between, like, say, your 7th physical body chakra and your 7th astral body chakra, and it ideally would be the same color as the energy that's going through it. So your 7th chakra, if you have both of your 7th chakras set to purple, then your chakra filament, your 7th chakra filament would also be purple, unless it's got some, say, black energy blocks wrapped around it or white energy blocks wrapped around it. So just, you know, use gold light until it's like a nice flowing wide purple. And just go on down with gold light through all the chakra filaments. So like your first chakra filament connects your physical first chakra to your astral body first chakra. And it could be pretty compressed, particularly if you're prone to worrying, prone to nervousness, fears about this or that. Just unblock your physical body first chakra. You know, sometimes I don't want them, but every once in a while I get someone who's especially phobic and they email me a lot and like, oh, Janet, I'm worried about this, or oh, Janet, I'm worried about that. So if that's you, don't email me, just heal your first chakra and unblock your first chakra filament. Because you can email a bunch of people and be as codependent as possible and it's still not going to fix it. You got to just keep unblocking your first chakras and unblock that first chakra filament. And that's what's actually going to help you generate enough courage and safety that you chill the heck out. Otherwise, you're just going to drive other people as nuts as you are. Or try to. I don't mean nuts literally, you know, I'm just, you know. You don't want to be generous with your anxiety and share it with other people, right? It's better just to get rid of it. So this is how you would do it. Strengthen your first chakras, your physical first chakra, your astral body first chakra, and help that good courage flow, the red good courage flow in between both your astral body and your physical body first chakra. So that was a little bit extra. We did all the filaments, but we did extra on the first chakra. Hold on one sec. I have to open a door because my cat Bambi, she's in there, and usually she really likes being in there after her meal, but then at some point she'll get claustrophobic and like freak out if you don't open the door for her. So I hear her, so hold on. We gotta help Bambi out. Alrighty, Bambi's free. Yay. So, let's see. Hey, Bambi, how are you? Here's Bambi. Oh. Yeah, so I think that fixed the first and second layer energy blocks that weren't clearing for some people. All that we did. Probably the chakra unblocking and the filaments maybe helped. Well, everything I think helped. Let's do just real quickly. Clearing triggers, triggered energy blocks. So what I was looking at is most people, well, some people that were having weird symptoms, they had energy blocks in their second layer or their first layer right around those chakras that were not clearing. The energy blocks weren't clearing, and they were charged, therefore triggered, because they were corded from other people, and so they just had extra energy in them, and it just kind of freaked the people out. Not caused by the healing, but, you know, whatever. The more present you get, the more you feel the stuff that's going on in your energy field. You're not so numbed out to it. So it's good to clear the stuff that's uncomfortable, because then you're more present and you feel good too. So let's do, it might be more educational to do it one layer at a time. So let's do just second layer and first layer, one layer at a time. So just imagine a second layer energy block, you know, in the second layer of your aura, numbered, the aura layers are numbered, you know, closest to your body is layer one, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So we'll do second layer first, just because you get more present from the top down. So if you make your second layer and your second chakra happier, that'll help you be in your first chakra. So anyway, second layer is emotion, sexuality, sensuality. You don't really need to know that, but just imagine an energy block in the front of your second layer that's not clearing. It's kind of stubborn. And just bring up orange earth energy to soak that second layer energy block. You could do red just as an all-purpose, but since it's second layer, we could do orange. So soak it in orange earth energy, and then melt away cords, say from your genetic parents, into that energy block. Melt away cords from your siblings into that energy block. Melt away cords from your exes into that energy block. Melt away cords from your extended family. Melt away cords from your partner into that energy block. And it may have already cleared, but you can just do gold light a little extra. Make sure it clears. If it's still there, just say, angels, help me clear that. Okay, so one more energy block in the front of your second layer of your aura that's stubborn and not clearing. And I just bring up orange earth energy, soak that energy block, and then melt away cords. You don't have to do it bit by bit, but sometimes it's kind of interesting. So melt away cords from your genetic parents, melt away cords from your siblings, melt away cords from your exes, melt away cords from your current partner into this energy block, and then just keep doing gold light through the energy block until it melts. Melt away cords from your kids, if you have any, into this energy block. And if it's still there, just say, angels, help me clear this. Sorry about that bright spot. There you go. That's Zen over there by the window. There we go. That's Zen. All right, so those were stubborn second layer energy blocks. You can clear that as much as you want. Could be really nice, help you with emotional wellness, help you to even just enjoy tastes better, appreciate, weather, feeling of clothing, sensory stuff, sexuality, appreciate your sexuality more, all sorts of good stuff. But for emotional stability and to be more emotionally sort of resilient, like that you kind of just bounce back out of situations. If you have good flow there, that really helps. Okay, so first layer, courage, safety, and abundance, just like first chakra. So right up against your skin, right around here, just find an energy block or imagine one that's really stubborn. It's not clearing. Well, it hasn't cleared yet. And just bring up red earth energy, soak it in the red earth energy, melt away cords from your genetic parents, melt away cords from your siblings, melt away cords from your exes, melt away cords from your current partner, melt away cords from anybody else if they're still there. Gold light through the energy block until it finally clears. If it's still there, just say, angels, help me clear it. Wiggle your toes, touch your legs, stay here. Make sure the back of your grounding is flowing still. Unblock it if it's all blocked up. Because these ones that are more stubborn, clearing them causes a bigger ripple effect, because it's like, if it's that stubborn, you probably would have wanted to clear it, maybe even years ago, but it just was too stuck. So it's like, oh my gosh, it's gone. So find another one of those in the front of your first layer, energy blocks that are stubborn, and just bring up the red earth energy, soak it in the red earth energy, melt cords from your genetic parents going into it, melt cords from your siblings going into it, melt cords from your exes going into it, any cords from your kids if you have kids going into it, from your current partner going into it if you have a partner. Just keep doing gold light through that energy block until it melts away. Ooh, if it's still there, just say, angels, please help me clear it. So that's, of course, really good to do if you have any trouble with finances, any trouble with abundance, financial stability, courage, any problems with anxieties, worries, stuff like that. Very, very good to keep doing that. Clearing triggered energy blocks from your first layer, the kind that are really stubborn. They're not going to clear just with all the other stuff that we did. And they're really stubborn just because a lot of people are courting them. You might also be resisting them, that adds to it, but since they've been around for a while and people tend to court them too. And again, it doesn't mean that your family is especially invasive if they're courting these energy blocks. It's just a thing that people do subconsciously. Sometimes they're very well intentioned, but they will court energy blocks of people they're close to. But it really gets in the way. So if you wanted to really help, this could be a nice thing to do too. Let's do this. So we just cleared energy blocks in the second and first layer that were more stubborn. We did like 2 each. But then let's just real quickly do melt cords to other people's energy blocks. So we'll do that as sort of the last thing we're doing, I think. So just imagine you, and then your genetic family members, your current partner, your exes, and just imagine any cords going from you to their energy blocks. And don't do anything with them, but just melt away the cords going from you to their energy blocks, and just melt away the cords when they're in your space or just outside of your space. Just melt them all away, so that you're not cording their energy blocks. And it is very, 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 very likely that you are doing that with people. It's good not to do it, but it's really common. So just melt away these energy cords going to other people's energy blocks. And this is a really nice way to help encourage growth and involvement in your partner, in your family members. Like, say you have a partner and he doesn't meditate, he doesn't listen to Janet videos, or whatever. How can you help him to grow and evolve as fast as possible? Well, you can consistently melt your cords going to his energy blocks. That would be a really nice, gentle way to facilitate him growing. So again, you're melting away cords going from you to any of these other people, so that you're not cording their energy blocks anymore. And that way they're way more likely to clear how they're stuck. So I'm just combing through. You can comb through your space just above your head. Make sure you have good flow above your head and your aura, all around you. Your chakras, make sure you have good flow. Your legs, make sure you're in your legs. Legs are really good for bringing up earth energy, red earth energy. Grounding, make sure it's nice and wide and flowing, especially in the back. Indie grounding, double check that. Melt away any branch off parts in your grounding. Redo your buffer zones, your gold buffer zones. And we are done with the healing. Woo, woo, woo. All right, so I will just very briefly read through comments. No questions unless there's really something that I said that provokes a question in you, but I have a whole Q&A on healthy family boundaries that I'm going to do, that ideally I would start in 17 minutes from now. And so if this doesn't take too long, then I'll be able to take the break and we'll be able to actually start the Q&A on time, which would be weird but good. So if you have any comments about how this healing was for you, that could be nice. If you wanted to comment that right now, feel free to do that. You can also put the context of if you healed yourself, if I healed you as well. If you're one of the prepaid 125 people, you can let me know that if I can't tell from your YouTube ID. And for those that don't know, how do you get a healing from me? How do you get one of these healings from me and be one of the people that I'm healing? The healings go on sale as a set of healings, either a set of 3 healings or a set of 2 healings. They go on sale on the 15th. So this 15th, in 8 days, November 15th, is when the January 2022 healings will go up on my session payment page. I don't yet know consciously what the January themes are going to be, but it's going to be good no matter what. But I will come out with a list of all the themes for 2022 and email them to everybody and put them up on my payment page of my website, janetwrightreadings.com, sometime in the next week. So if you want to get my news emails and have that list of themes emailed to you, you can email me and say, hey, please put me on your news email list. Because if you don't get an email every month on the 15th from me, then you're not on my news email list, but I'd be happy to add you. Just, you have to explicitly ask though, because I don't want to be spammy. So even if I've worked with you before, you're not on my news email list unless you've asked. Okay, so quickly catching up on these comments before we end this healing live stream. Oh, and the Q&A, the separate Q&A live stream that I'm going to do within minutes is going to be themed on strong, healthy family boundaries. So questions on healthy family boundaries for that live stream. 1 question per person. And if your name isn't obvious from your YouTube ID, post your first name and last initial with the question if you want me to read your energy. If you want to ask, like, can you read my boundaries between me and my older sister, put her name as well. Just say older sister and then put her first name and last initial too, because that helps me to see people if I can see the names. Okay. So someone says you're wearing that awesome aqua again. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yes, I have a whole bunch of hoodies that are very bright like this. I like them a lot, but they get dirty really fast, so I save them just to wear for the live streams. That way the cuffs aren't all filthy. So yes, this is nice and bright just for the live stream. Glad you like it. So this is, hi Janet, lovely to watch you healing. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to do that. And I'm glad you're getting this healing too. So this is, hi Janet, I have cords to a twin sister who has hatred toward me and won't ever communicate. How heal fact will never have that relationship. P.S. have been decades since friendly. Well, you know, it is interesting. I mean, you could look at, because if you guys don't get along, that's not like spiritually a shocker. You know what I mean? Like your angels would have known that you guys are not going to get along. And you would have been advised of that very clearly during life planning stages. So that I think is where your potential for a lot of learning could be, is like, why on earth did you choose to have a twin that you're not going to like, or who's going to really dislike you? You know, like, what is up with that? You know, like, because that was a choice spiritually. You could have incarnated as a twin with somebody you've had a ton of positive past lives with, who you're totally compatible with, and then that could have been a very, very different experience. But no, you picked a twin who was going to pretty much hate your guts, you know, and not... chances are she's just a different age than you spiritually, and actually you have had a negative past life with her as well. So it was like totally guaranteed that you guys aren't going to like each other. This is, you know, it's not going to be an amicable thing. So I guess you could just forgive her, because there's no rule that everyone on the planet has to get along, and just because, you know, you guys agreed to be twins doesn't really mean anything. You know, it doesn't mean that she's supposed to like you, you know, like spiritually speaking. I mean, you know, humans think that, but it's not true. Like, you know, your parents picked you guys, right? And then, but you guys agreed, you know, so it's a fascinating thing that you would agree, you know. I mean, it's a fascinating thing that people pick siblings they don't get along with, but that's pretty common. But to pick a twin that you're not going to get along with, that's a trip. So it's kind of a strength training thing that you would have picked that, you know, you would have had to really, obviously it's a lesson you would have definitely been ready for. Otherwise your angels wouldn't have let you agree to such a thing. So it's like a heart chakra strengthening, a 7th chakra strengthening to have that. So the idea is, you know, try to just clear your expectations for some kind of buddy system, because obviously that's not going to happen with this person. You know, it's more likely that you'll have a buddy system with like a neighbor of yours down the street than with her, you know, and that's okay. But, you know, humans always think, well, but she's my sister, we're supposed to get along, you know, so you got to clear that, you know, just clear that. She's just another eternal soul, just like you. Spiritually, there's no rule that you guys are supposed to get along. You know, it's just people think that, you know. So just the more you heal your heart chakra, you can make a gold blanket out in front of you and just dump onto it all your expectations for any sibling you have. Really, anybody could do this. You know, dump your expectations for your siblings onto a blanket and just torch them, blow up your expectations. You know, some people expect their siblings to be considerate of their parents, like, I took care of mom, but you didn't, and therefore you're evil and wrong and I'm right. You know, just blow that up. Your siblings are just different people. It could be they're just not old enough spiritually to have compassion towards their own mother, you know, for whatever reason. And it's not your problem, and you don't need to like freak out eternally because of it. You know what I mean? So just clear your expectations that you have about your family members. You know, maybe your mom was supposed to be a better cook, your dad was supposed to be more compassionate, your sister was supposed to not be a flaming bitch, but you know, it is what it is. Let go of your expectations so they don't ruin you. So just blow up your expectations. Free yourself. So hopefully that made sense. You can also search Janet Wright Clear Expectations, because there's, I'm sure, at least one walkthrough of that. But anyway, so hopefully that helps. So you don't have chords to her, you just have expectations that she's supposed to be your buddy, but actually eternally on a, you know, life planning level, she was not. I mean, there's no supposed to be. That's just, you know, your earthly conscious mind thinking that, but it's not true. So just work on letting go of that. You know, you can have a buddy system with somebody else in your life, but it's not going to happen with her. but you knew that on a spirit level before your life started, you know, so it's just a challenge to overcome, to heal your heart and know that you're okay and you are lovable, even if your twin doesn't like you. Doesn't mean you're not a lovable person. It's just that not everyone in the world is going to get along. Okay, hope that makes sense. Someone says, thank you for the healing. My husband said he was a little heavy yesterday, but then in the afternoon he cleaned his home office, which he hasn't done in a long time. That was interesting. Yeah, he got his mom more out of his space, and then he looked around his office and was like, why do I have it this way? So yeah, he was clearing energy, and then he realized, he like looked around and was like, this won't work, and made a change. So yeah, good for him. Someone says, yeah, I can really feel something stuck on the left wing and I just can't get it off. Yeah, it's actually it's a series of hard like spears stuck in there. So you sticky gold wax and ease the spears out and give them to your angels. It's like spears that are stuck in there, and then there's just goo around them. So the spears is really the problem. It's like they're stuck in there, and then the more spears you remove, the more, you know, you can repair and those holes kind of heal up more. Someone says, I recall a few months ago you mentioned the late musician Prince and his beautiful manifestation wings. Yes, for the past few days I've been hearing many Prince songs on the radio. That's fun. I think the angels are reminding me to heal my wings as my genetic family is getting in my space. Threatened about what I'm creating for myself was a fun way for angels to get my attention. Yeah, that is fun. So your angels make you notice Prince songs when they want you to work your manifestation wings. That's very fun. So it says, ugh, like my ex and his exercise obsession. Yeah, when we were talking about how you can pick up baggage from your exes, they can dump stuff in your space based on what their hang-ups are. Yeah. Someone says, hi, Janet. I have metastatic breast cancer that definitely has spread, hence it's metastatic. I found your videos exemplary. Love your energy. Thank you. Any suggestions for me? I'm desperate. Elaine. I do court others, habit of mine. Well, you just have some aura scarring. You did the aura repair nicely, but there is like a hard crusty seam on the outermost layer of your aura from where the aura damage was. So it's still in that mohawk area. Just get rid of the scarring. There's just like a hard bumpiness there. So you're almost, I would say, really nice on those regular auras. So work on the auras, the scarring. And then layers 4, 3, 2, 1 are just too heavy. Like 7, 6, and 5 are looking much better now, but 4, 3, 2, 1 are too heavy. I would say work on unblocking them at the very top and the very bottom. So layers 4, 3, 2, 1 at the bottom and the top. Just focus a lot of gold light on them, because it's like, you know, clothing that got stuck in tar and glue, and it's just like you know, so just lots of gold light, and just keep unblocking 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, because you need those layers to expand more. It's not that there's so much, the chakras are a little blocked, but it's more the aura layers. So if you work at the very top and the very bottom, that's a quicker way to expand the whole layer better. So I don't have advice exactly on the cancer itself, though. I'm not a medical intuitive, so I have no, like, you know, quick cancer cure meditation kind of thing, as you might imagine. But I can certainly help you to, you know, have the best flow and presence as possible. And, you know, if that could make, I mean, it certainly improves some things, but not necessarily improve your cancer situation. But, you know, that's what I have to offer. So hope that helps. Someone says, does not listen to Janet videos. Oh yeah, if your partner doesn't listen to Janet videos. Yeah, people Janet videos, it's like a thing, you know. All right, someone says, with revising agreements and taking off costumes, I felt a sense of freedom, like I can exhale. Oh, that's nice. Not realizing I was holding my breath in life. Yeah, you had a lot of compressed energy around your rib cage and fourth chakra. So when you got rid of some of that with the costumes, taking off the costumes, it was like everything could expand and function better. So yeah. Second and first chakra clearing also feels like there is more flow. Maybe you also mean the triggered energy blocks that we cleared in second and first layer towards the very end. You could absolutely work on that regularly. Someone says, dear Janet, and you're reminding me of your first name, thank you. Do you think I have any cord with negative entities and any, I lost my place. Good Lord. So I'm not going to be able to read all these, by the way. Like, so stop commenting if you are commenting, because we're about to have a Q&A. But anyway, do you think I have any cord with negative entities, any Wei Qi damage? I listened to the Wei Qi videos. Thank you. Oh, nice. Yeah, your Wei Qi auras are pretty decent. If you're gonna work your Wei Qi auras a little more, maybe like back behind your legs and behind your lower back. They're just, some of them are still ripped up back there, and some of them are just blocked. So from lower back on down in the back, you know, your Wei Qi auras back here seem to be less happy. But yeah, a lot of progress in your Wei Qi aura work that you did, so that's nice. Cords with negative entities, I mean, I know that you are very aware of that because you know, have heard negative fear-based thoughts, which can come from negative entities, so you're very aware of that. But the goal is not to have any negative entities at all. The goal is to be as present as possible, so that should you have a negative thought, you can just be like, angels, recycle that being. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that drama. You know, if you're not that present and then you hear some negative message from a negative being, you know, you could get so triggered you pop out, and like the next 5 hours you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. You know, so the goal is to be as present as possible. You know, will you have a couple beings bothering you here and there? You know, maybe some. But the idea is, if you're really present, then it's not a big deal. It's like flicking some dirt off your shirt, you know, like some dry dirt or something. You know, it's not a thing, not a big deal. So the idea is keep doing the work on you. Keep getting more and more present. Your telepathic mesh is repaired, so that's nice. I know you've worked on that in the front of your fifth layer. So yeah, so far so good. You know, there's a video, supersize chakras. Supersize, maybe one word or two, I'm not sure. I'll link it below later. Supersize chakras. That works on the legs and chakras 3, 2, 1. You can work on that more. just to get more present in your lower chakras. Because the idea is, you know, your aura is whole now, your grounding is wide and flowing. So just keep getting more and more present so that you're the big girl in the room. All right. So it says, I feel ecstatic. The costume removal was really amazing for me. How'd my parents do, especially my dad? You know, he needs to work on that more with his angels in his sleep. I think it's kind of, he did it, but he was very tentative about the costume removal. But we're going to do it again on Tuesday. So I think by then, you know, he'll work with his angels more in his sleep and he'll be more ready to do it. I think he just sort of assumed that, well, they dumped it on me, so I have to keep it on me my whole lifetime. And I think he got the point that that's not the case in this healing. He understood that, but it's, you know, it's just going to take a few trial practice runs with him and his angels for him to make as much progress as he could with that. So we'll see. But, you know, he did learn a lot and he did release a lot. It's just not as much as he could have. Your mom actually, she got, I think that the manifestation wings gave her that extra boost to really feel like, yeah, I'm going to take these off. I don't need to be burdened like this. Yeah. So, nice and gracious healing. Thank you, Janet. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you got this one. Happy to work with you. Someone says his name healed myself. Wonderful session today. Good. I'm glad you liked it. You healed yourself and oh, you're getting the next one. Was it the next one you're getting? Well, anyway, healed yourself. I'm glad you did. Someone says, feeling good, you healed me, and I healed myself. Oh, good to know. Good. I'm glad. So it says, I agree. The costume removal was nuts. Huge shift. Clearing the stuck energy blocks right after was necessary. Oh, good to know. I feel very strong and relaxed. I healed myself. Thank you, Janet. You know, that's interesting because maybe if I had healed you too, maybe the stuck energy blocks would have cleared. But it's good to know because it's good to have a walkthrough that works for just the people that are doing it on themselves too. So that's interesting. I'll have to think about that more. Cool. Very helpful feedback. Thank you. So it says, remember everyone, a thumbs up this stream. Yeah, thank you so much. I need to be better about reminding people. Yes, if you like this stream, please give it a thumbs up. It helps people to see it. It helps YouTube to take me more seriously because at this point I'm saying no, don't advertise on my video, even though they do. So that puts me lower in their ranking system. But if you give it thumbs up, that helps to counteract that. Someone says, thank you, Janet. You're welcome. Yay. We'll watch next video. Yes, the Q&A that we're about to do. So it says, I feel so peaceful, which is a little bit of a miracle at this point in time. So thank you. Oh, good. Glad to know. Someone says, thanks, Janet. I found it super hard to concentrate today, which I know from experience means I need this healing a lot. Yeah. Any advice this week? Keep doing that triggered first and second energy block stuff that we did. Right towards the end. And the filament unblocking and chakra unblocking, 2 in 1. 2 in 1, chakra unblocking, filament unblocking, and then the 2 in 1 triggered energy block clearing in the second and first layer. Keep doing that. If you did that every day for a week, that would so transform you. So it says, did you say I could ask about boundaries with my sister or mom? Yeah, during the Q&A. There's a separate Q&A live stream. So you could, I think you can post your question even before the live stream starts, like if you don't have time to wait the 10 minutes and do it when it officially starts. Here you can post your question. But yeah, put the names, the relevant names, and you know, if you want me to check boundaries, that's fine. Someone says, I feel so relaxed and calmer. Thank you so much. Oh, good to know. Oh, and my deceased sister. Yeah. Oh, I see. You're trying to get me to read all that. Yeah. Okay. I liked the gold blanket. Oh, good. It's too funny. Someone says, you're saying your name. Please comment on boundaries between. Yeah, that's for Q&A, guys. Am I progressing? Somebody says. You're not giving me your first name. That would be nice to have your first name. First name, last initial. So your aura is repaired. Your grounding is wide and flowing. You could work on chakra unblocking more. I have a video, Sticky Gold Wax 7 chakras. You could just keep unblocking your chakras more. The manifestation wing healing was wonderful. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, people are just asking me questions. Thanks very much. This helps a ton. Thank you very much. Just healed myself, felt instant changes. Oh, good. I'm glad I can experience these shifts a lot quicker now. Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, if it's harder to feel when you first try all this stuff because you're not quite present enough, but it's helping. Your work is helping. But then the more you do it, the more you actually feel immediate improvements. So I'm glad you're getting to that point. Okay, guys, so this is the end of this healing live stream. And then I will take a break for me and my doggies. And then I will come back and do the separate Q&A live stream, which will be themed Healthy Family Boundaries. But if you're a super newbie and you instead want me to just, check your chakras and your aura, I can do that instead. If you post that as your one question. Okay, and then of course, put your first name and last initial of yourself and anyone that you wanted me to look at in your question. Okay, guys, bye. See you soon in the Q&A live stream if you want to do that one. You're awesome, and yeah.